Hey Starseeds, welcome back to Irene the Cocoa Queen. Today we are going to be making vegan veggie balls. Now this is a classic dish that we eat here in Cyprus and in Greece when we're fasting for Easter, for example. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this amazing recipe but without deep frying it. So it's going to be kind of healthy, loaded with zucchinis and carrots and potatoes and mushrooms. You guys are going to love this one. And don't forget that we are here every single week, freeing all beings, one recipe at a time, together. Okay, let's get in the kitchen. So for this recipe, we're going to be using a grater, and that is because we want a nice stringy texture in our vegan veggie ball. If you were to use the food processor and chop all your vegetables in the food processor, you would get small little chunks, and that is not what we want for this recipe, okay? It's not going to work, so don't try your food processor. Trust me, I've tried it, it doesn't work. So get out your grater. You're going to need the bigger holes, sized hole for the mushrooms and the onions. And then for the smaller size hole, you're going to grate everything else. So once you've grated your carrots, your zucchinis, your potatoes, mushrooms, and the onions, you're going to set that aside, and then we're going to remove the liquid from each vegetable. So to remove the liquid from all the vegetables, you can either use a nut milk bag, which I don't have with me on hand. If you don't have one, that's totally fine. You can also use your hands like so. So the reason why we're removing the liquid from each vegetable is because we don't want our vegan veggie balls to be mushy on the inside. So this will really help to make them sort of a little bit more firm and not so mushy. Once you've removed all the liquid from all of the vegetables, it's time to set all of that aside and get out a nice clean bowl, because now we're going to combine all of our ingredients. To your bowl, you're going to place a ½ cup of onions, 1 cup of carrots, 1 cup of zucchini, 1½ cups of mushrooms, 3 cups of potatoes, and now you're going to add in 1 cup of dill, 1 cup of parsley, a ½ cup of whole wheat breadcrumbs. You can also use gluten-free here, a ½ tablespoon of cinnamon, a ½ teaspoon of salt, a ¼ teaspoon of pepper, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now you're just going to add in 2 cloves of grated garlic. And finally, you're going to take 1 to 2 pieces of bread. Here I'm using spelt bread. You can also use a gluten-free bread if you like. And you're just going to put it into a bowl of water. So we're going to hydrate the bread. And then you're just going to crumble it into the bowl along with the other ingredients. So finally, we're going to add in 5 tablespoons of buckwheat flour, and then you're going to get in there with your hands and you're going to massage your veggie balls, okay? You're going to massage them, you're going to knead it until all the ingredients come together. And now it's time to roll our balls and pop them in the oven. So after you're done kneading your dough, you're going to roll them up and you're just going to dip them into some buckwheat flour, not too much, just a little bit. And then you're going to place it on a baking tray lined with parchment paper, okay? And once you've rolled and dipped all your balls into flour and placed them on the tray, they're going to go in the oven for 20 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, okay? This recipe usually calls for deep frying, but we're trying to keep this healthy. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop them in the oven for 20 minutes, and then we're going to lightly fry them in a frying pan with a little bit of olive oil, okay? So after you remove your balls from the oven, you're going to notice that they're still white from the flour and they're slightly cracked. So now it's time to actually fry your veggie balls, okay? If you're a health nut and you want to be oil-free, you could eat them at this point after being taken out of the oven, but I don't recommend it. I think for those of you that also want a good flavor to your balls, it's important that you also fry them in the end. So you're going to take a little bit of olive oil or a lot, it's up to you, and you're just going to fry all of the balls until they're nice and golden brown on both sides. So you just want to roll it with the pan a little bit just so that they get browned evenly all around. And once that's done, that's probably going to take about 5 or 6 minutes. Then they are ready to be plated and you can eat them. So these vegan balls are absolutely delicious and they're so healthy because they're packed with all kinds of vegetables and we're not deep frying, okay? Also, you can make this recipe gluten-free if you wish. So enjoy these and pair them up with a nice minty, yogurty dipping sauce if you like, or any other kind of dipping sauce that you desire. Okay guys, that's the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you liked it, hit that like button. And if you loved it, subscribe, because I am here every single week, freeing all beings, one recipe at a time, together, okay? So I'll see you soon for the next video.